Welcome to Newport News' stage. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Newport News State of the City for the first time since 2019. And welcome to the magnificent Ferguson Center. My name is Bob McKenna, and I am the President and CEO of the Virginia Peninsula Chamber. On behalf of the Chamber and the great city of Newport News, I would like to officially welcome you to the 2022 State of the City. Before we get moving with the show, let me recognize some distinguished guests who are with us tonight. 733rd Mission Support Group Commander Colonel Frankie Kochiasu. Delegate Mike Mullen. Delegate Marcia Price. Delegate Shelley Simons. And from our neighbor, the city of Hampton, Mayor Donnie Tuck. Vice Mayor Jimmy Gray. And from Hampton City Council, Eleanor Brown, Stephen Brown, Chris Bowman, Billy Hobbs Jr., Michelle Farabee. See, I'm kind of forcing you into the one clap rule here. Let's just do it from now on. One clap rule. City Manager Mary Bunting, Commissioner of the Revenue Ross Mugler, from York County, County Administrator Neil Morgan, and from the Board of Supervisors, Tom Shepard, Chad Green. And now, from our host city, Newport News, let's hear it. All right. And can I get a hooah from the Army? Hooah, all right. Mayor McKinley Price. I should have saved him till last. My bad. Vice Mayor Sandra Cherry. Yeah, this is Newport News. We can give him more than one clap. Newport News City Council members, Tina Vick, Marcellus Harris, Dave Jenkins, Sharon Scott, Pat Woodbury. City Manager Cindy Rolfe, Newport News Sheriff Gabe Morgan, Police Chief Steve Drew, from Newport News Public Schools, School Board Chairman Gary Hunter, Superintendent Dr. George Parker, school board members. Let's do one clap. We just got to move this along a little bit. School board members Lisa Searles Law, Douglas Brown, John Ely, Rebecca Amon, Marvin Harris, Terry Best. Commissioner of the Revenue, Tiffany Boyle. Commonwealth Attorney, Howard Gwynn. Treasurer, Marty Eubank. Circuit Court Clerk, Angela Reason. Okay, my apologies if I forgot anyone. Very nice, thank you. I think that's it. Okay. Now the one clap rule is definitely in effect for this because we have a lot of sponsors tonight and they are very gracious. Now I would like to take a moment to thank the sponsors. Today's presenting sponsor and series sponsor is Old Point National Bank. Series gold sponsor, Bon Secours, Hampton Roads. Gold sponsor, Ferguson. Series silver sponsors. No. Wait till I say the sponsor's name. Cannon, Virginia. Cox Communications, Newport News Williamsburg International Airport. Centera. Silver sponsors are Southeastern Virginia Health System, Warwick Mechanical Group. Series bronze sponsors, not yet. Abbott Realty, Atlantic Union Bank, Chesapeake Bank, Dominion Energy, Hampton Roads Workforce Council, Langley Federal Credit Union, Lee Bear, Newport News Shipbuilding, a division of Huntington Ingalls Industries. Newport News Redevelopment and Housing Authority, Riverside Health System, Town Bank, Virginia Natural Gas, Virginia Peninsula Association of Realtors, WM Jordan, YMCA of the Peninsulas, bronze sponsors, Bayport, C. Waldo Scott Center for Hope, Drucker and Falk, ITA International, Kaufman and Knowles, Newport News Economic Development Authority, Newport News Public Schools, Provost Construction. Okay, so if I didn't call your name, your company's name, it means you didn't give us any money. Thank you. Okay, please all rise now for the presentation of the colors by the Newport News Color Guard and the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Malaysia Ismail from the Newport News Mayor's Youth Commission.
Present.
May you please say the pledge with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Right.
Please take your seats. It is now my pleasure to introduce our series presenting sponsor. Representing Old Point National Bank is Mr. Joe Witt. Joe is President of Financial Services and Chief Strategy Officer at Old Point National Bank. Prior to that, he was Chief Business Development Officer and Senior Executive Vice President, and he previously served as Treasurer at Ferguson Enterprises. His current civic service includes Virginia Association of Community Banks Board of Directors, CNU Luter School of Business Board of Advisors, and he has served as chairman of both the Hampton Roads Chamber and the Virginia Peninsula Chamber. He has a degree from the University of Virginia and an MBA from the University of Richmond. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe Witt.
Good evening, and thank you, Bob, and thank you all for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. And thank you for being here as we learn about and show support for the great things that are happening in the City of Newport News. Old Point is honored to be the presenting sponsor of the State of the City events brought to you by our partners at the Virginia Peninsula Chamber. We're also proud to share that the next year commemorates Old Point's centennial anniversary. That's 100 years of serving Hampton Roads with the same trusted name and the same focus on supporting our clients, employees, and community. If we haven't already had the pleasure of working with you, know that Old Point provides individuals and businesses of all sizes with comprehensive and competitive financial solutions, insurance offerings, and wealth management. Our experienced and dedicated team continues to differentiate Old Point from our competitors by providing superior guidance and support. When you become part of the Old Point family, you have access to generations of financial expertise provided by people you know and trust. We are 100% committed to our community, and we pride ourselves on creating a better Hampton Roads every day. Tonight, I have the great honor to introduce to you our keynote speaker, Mayor McKinley Price. Mayor Price, congratulations to you, sir, on 12 years of success as mayor of this great city. Traditionally, I now share with you some of his experience and an introduction. This year, though, he has asked to introduce himself. I am honored to turn the floor over to a leader who needs no introduction, the Honorable Mayor McKinley Price. Please join me in welcoming him.
I would want to be remembered as mayor as someone who I think gave it his all, was fair to everyone, was patient, didn't try to take advantage of the title, did the best he could for everyone in a balanced way, from those with means for those without, to try and improve the whole city. And I guess someone who enjoyed the whole process of learning what government was about and how to make things better for everyone. So I hope I'm remembered that way. Not a lot of accolades or anything, but just a guy that did the best he could. He did all right. My best work, I think, has always been in small groups, behind the scene, asking critical questions and trying to steer conversation in the right direction. I think that's where I'm at my best. I'm not at my best in front of cameras or public speaking. I think what I'm going to miss the most is the ability to meet people of all spectrum. I've been blessed to meet some people who have motivated me. I mean, these are people who had a mission, had a goal, had a drive, who one person shows me that one person can make a difference. So I would advise anyone who really wants to succeed that it can be done. You don't hear cum laude behind my name. You don't hear top of the class. Average person coming from the Southeast community, doing segregation, and I'm the mayor of the city. Anybody can do it if you want. I've contemplated it, trying to continue to be mayor. 12 years is a long time. And when you look at the impact it has had on your family, on your own lifestyle, trying to still maintain a viable business as well with full-time employment where other people are dependent upon you as well. It is strenuous, it's stressful, and it wears you down. And I think if you can't totally give of yourself to what you are trying to do, it may be time to step back and give somebody else a chance. I think now the thing that keeps me up the most is what it is I could have done better. For instance, when you find a teenager that is in a violent crime, what is it we could have done to steer that person in a different direction? How do we miss? What is it we could have done better to make that individual not make that decision? People may want me to stay. It's time. It's time. I'm going to miss it, though. I really am. I'm going to miss it.
Thank you, thank you. How about these musicians from Heritage High School? Let's hear it for these talented young people. I want to thank you for joining us, for helping us begin the 2022 State of the City with such an energetic and spirited way. And Christopher Newport University's Jazz Ensemble did a great job doing the opening reception, didn't they? You know, I'm just always amazed at the talent we have here in Newport News. So let's give these students another round of applause as they leave the stage. You know, it's hard to believe that this moment has arrived. My last State of the City address as Mayor of the City of Newport News. You know, it seems like yesterday when my friends and some neighbors encouraged me to run. And I hesitated and said, if you could convince my wife Valerie, I'll do it. Let me tell you, there are some persuasive people in Newport News, and somehow they convinced my wife that I should give it a shot. I still don't know what they said to her, and I wish I had their powers of persuasion because there's some golf trips I'd like to convince her that I should take. And also there's some electronics around the house we really need. In all seriousness, I would not be here without Mrs. Valerie Scott Price. Her love and support have been guiding forces in my life. She keeps me grounded while also encouraging me to soar to greater heights. You know, there's always a meeting or event or an activity you could go to every night of the year. And so you have to have a family that's understanding, that wants you to succeed and is by your side every step of the way. And Valerie has been there, offering her support and insight. Together, we have two beautiful children, Lenny and Marcia, who attended public schools here in Newport News. We taught them the importance of making a difference and encouraged them to passionately chase their dreams. And we're sharing these same lessons with our grandson, Asa. Now, you've seen him grow up doing these State of the City addresses as I've shared photos and stories of him. I think if I asked you why you work so hard and give so much of yourselves, you would answer family. That's my why. Why I initially ran for mayor and then chose to run for re-election two more times. And the reason is family. But not just my family, all the families who call Newport News home. Tonight, I get to share our city's successes and investments that we have made to create a place where people want to work, visit, and relax. Keep in mind that I am merely the spokesperson doing these events. The accomplishments that we have experienced are the results of a team, dedicated council members, and city leaders who are here this evening also. They include Vice Mayor Sandra Cherry, Councilman Marcellus Harris, Councilman Dave Jenkins, Councilwoman Sharon Scott, Councilwoman Tina Vick, and Councilwoman Pat Woodbury, and of course, our city manager, Cindy Roth. Tonight is a celebration of what we have accomplished, the dreams we realized and challenges faced, and the innovative strategies implemented. Now, we haven't always succeeded in our efforts, and sometimes we've stumbled along the way, but we never lost sight of our goal to transform our community. It was 12 years ago that I started on this journey, so the number 12 has a special meaning this year. And I'm going to share with you 12 areas that I think have been critical to us as a city that is breaking through and defying expectations. Let's take a look back at 2010. This was a tough time for our cities, as nationally our youth were struggling and we were seeing a rise in gun violence. Simply put, young people were engaged in activities that jeopardized their futures and threatened our communities. And we were not immune to this in Hampton Roads. The citizens and leadership of Newport News determined that one life lost to gun violence was one too many, and demanded that actionable and sustainable solutions be found. This began a 12-year effort to ensure residents of all ages, including at-risk youth, had the support they needed to stop the cycle of violence. Over the years, our police department has become known for their community policing efforts. In fact, we are a leader in this area, with people from across the Commonwealth and nation coming to learn our best practices, learning best practices from us. We are seeing a stronger focus on positive engagements and partnerships with churches, community groups, youth, and many others. And thanks to the efforts of the men and women of the Newport News Police Department and the strong leadership of our police chief, Steve Drew, our city continues to move in the right direction. Okay, as a city, we believe that a key part of addressing crime is to better engage with young people, which brings us to number 2 on our list. In recent years, various councils and I have worked to strengthen relationships with our young people. We want to do all that we can to give our youth the support they need to reach their full potential. And this begins with our littlest learners. Nationwide, 56% of the children who come from economically disadvantaged homes are not ready when they begin school. High-quality early education programs increase student achievement from kindergarten through graduation and beyond. These are our future business owners and community leaders, as they deserve to have solid foundational education that prepares them for success. In Newport News, we are making early childhood education more accessible and empowering parents to become more actively involved in their child's learning. Now, just 3 weeks ago, we broke ground on the Newport News Early Childhood Center in our city's southeast community. Now, while the city is leading this effort, we are leveraging expertise from partners to bring this project to life. The Peak Childhood Center is handling the programming and the daily operations of the facility. We are thrilled that they will now provide affordable and high-quality care for children in Newport News. Joining the partnerships is Virginia Peninsula Community College's Center for Excellence in Early Childhood Learning and Development, which will be based at the center. Now, this avenue of the teacher's preparation and credentialing offers expertise-based training for students who will work with the children at the center. Now, these new professionals will go on to fill Virginia's overwhelming shortage of early childhood teachers and caretakers. The model we are creating here in Newport News is completely unique and innovative, and we are setting the standard for how a city should invest in its youngest residents. So when the Newport News Early Childhood Center opens in the fall of 2024, it will enhance early education outcomes and ensure that children enter kindergarten ready to learn. You want to be a part of this, and I invite you to join me as well as other business and community leaders to ensure young people have access to the education and the care they need to learn, to grow, and to thrive. Now, my friend Mike Petters and I are leading this effort. As you leave, you'll receive a brochure in your gift bag. Yes, you will get a gift bag. So please take a moment to read about the Newport News Early Childhood Center and get involved. As an urban public school system, we provide our students with diverse classes and programs that challenge and motivate young people of all abilities, including special needs. English as a second language, STEM, arts, gifted education, and advanced programs. Our division received $1.6 million grant from the Department of Defense Education Activity to add 2 schools to the existing Spanish and dual language immersion program. Students from the military families and those in the northern end of the city now have the opportunity to participate in a 2-way dual language immersion model in both English and Spanish. Now, earlier this year, the Virginia Living magazine included Newport News Public Schools on their ranking of top schools of the Commonwealth. This prestigious list highlights Virginia public and private institutions that boast exemplary programs and achievements and learners from preschool through graduate school. And our students are excelling. Now, thank you. The one-time graduation rate of our public schools increased to an all-time high of nearly 96%, significantly higher than the state average. The class of 2022 was accepted into 120 colleges and universities and military academies and earned more than $55 million in scholarships and academic awards. You know, it's interesting. We discovered during COVID that some students learn better virtually. To help students learn in the environment that best suits them, Newport News Public Schools launched the Virtual Learning Academy, an online learning program for students at all levels. This modern approach to virtual learning offers a blend of live and independent instruction led by the Newport News teachers, as well as opportunities to participate in field trips and extracurricular activities. Now, earlier I mentioned how young people cited mental health concerns as big problems. And our public schools are supporting the mental health of students through the Tiered Emotional and Mental Health Support, or TEAMS program. Students receive a range of social and emotional services, including classroom lessons and direct outpatient clinical mental health support. And school staff is trained to recognize and address students that have social emotional needs. The TEAMS approach removes barriers to mental health care, providing services at no cost to families. Now, ours is the only school system in the Southeast Virginia that offers these professionals in schools. Now, did you hear that our female athletes from Newport News are breaking records and making history? CNU students' soccer and softball teams won national titles. Heritage High School indoor track team and Minstrel High School basketball team clinched state titles. And the female athletes of Newport News are breaking through and crushing limits. In addition to building and supporting the talent of these young people, Newport News Public Schools are preparing students for bright futures, whether they chose to go to a four-year college, a junior college, a trade school, or vocational school, or even begin working. But what about those young people who experience challenges along the way? Every young person needs someone who believes in them and their potential. In Newport News, our young people have a collection of believers all committed to their success. And one of the most innovative programs in Newport News is Youth Build, a workforce development and education program. Youth Build provides finishing and occupational and development to help teens earn jobs in construction and other in-demand industries and trades. Program participants earn their GED and industry credentials, enhancing their employability. Now, the best part about this program is the hands-on construction experience participants receive by building homes with Habitat for Humanity and volunteering. These young people are truly learning what it means to build communities. We've worked to empower youth to become problem solvers and leaders amongst their peers. And I need to brag about our Mayor's Youth Commission. This is a dynamic group of young people from across Newport News who focus on community service, government engagement, and advocacy. The ideas and work of these teens are amazing. Additionally, the Young Adult Police Commission provides a unique opportunity for our city's youth to learn about police department and to interact with the officers. Now, members discuss current events and ways the youth and police department can form stronger, more positive relationships. Some members of the Mayor's Youth Commission and the Young Adult Police Commission are here this evening. Let's give these young people a hand. Stand up, stand up. Thank you. I'm incredibly proud of how we work to empower people of all ages and backgrounds to make a difference and be the change that our community needs. We are also a city of hope and opportunity, which brings me to number 3 on my list. I'm incredibly proud of how we created programs that support our residents. We recently expanded our award-winning Community Assistance Response, or CARE program. Now, this progressive program offers support for those experiencing mental and behavioral health issues within the Newport News and is a result of a partnership between our fire department and our police department, and also the Hampton Newport News Community Services Board. When our Emergency Communications Center receives a call for service indicating a need for crisis intervention or mental health, which consists of health, a qualified mental health provider from Hampton Newport News Community Services Board will also join and give the guidance that they need. So now, instead of going to jail or to the hospital, these residents are being connected to the community services they need. Some are referred to the city's 4 Oaks Day Services and Training Center, which provides wraparound support for our homeless community. We have seen incredible stories of renewal thanks to the workforce development and personal support that people have received there. Workforce development is a key focus in Newport News. So to help residents develop job skills and find a career or take the next step in work or their education, we developed the Brooks Crossing Innovation and Opportunity Center. Newport News residents who dream of becoming engineers or designing the world's greatest ships or excelling in work and life are encouraged to get involved. Thanks to our innovative partnership with Old Dominion University, participants can also use cutting-edge technology to create and investigate the world around them in an innovative lab. The Brooks Crossing Innovation and Opportunity Center is one example of how we build minds and unleashing people's potential in our city. And while we strive to support our residents, we can't do it alone. We are fortunate to have numerous nonprofits in Newport News and on the peninsula that are doing great work. Habitat for Humanity recently broke ground on a 3D printed home. That's what I said, a 3D printed home in the Southeast community. The Lackey Clinic launched a telehealth program to deliver care at no cost. They are serving individuals at 4 Oaks and have helped homeless citizens get the medical and dental care that they need. An Achievable Dream, a nonprofit that I am passionate about, is celebrating their 30th anniversary, and I'm constantly in awe of the work they do to help our children learn and succeed regardless of their socioeconomic background. Every day we learn of graduates who have gone on to become doctors, lawyers, teachers, service members, and other noble professions, each making valuable contributions to our city and communities across the globe. That's something I'm incredibly proud of. We are laying a solid foundation for youth so they are prepared for work, and we have the jobs here at Newport News. Over the past 12 years, numerous businesses have opened and expanded. The business growth is number 4 on my list. Our area in which we are seeing significant growth is the maritime and shipbuilding industries. Just 2 weeks ago, S23 Holdings, a marine repair and construction company, broke ground on their $64.4 million corporate and industrial campus in the Southeast community. Now, they are creating 332 new jobs and building a school to train unemployed and formerly incarcerated citizens work in the maritime industry. Now, when I go to conferences and meetings, I always enjoy people's reactions when I tell them that Newport News is home of the nation's largest shipbuilder. In August of this year, Huntington Ingalls, the parent company of Newport News Shipbuilding, celebrated the ceremonial keel laying of the Ford-class aircraft carrier, the Enterprise. They also were awarded a $127 million contract from the Defense Security Corporation Agency and research, development, and evaluation of emerging technologies. Now, that's one thing people don't realize about Newport News. Breakthroughs and innovations of technology take place regularly in our city. And we are home of one of the nation's premier Department of Energy research facilities, Jefferson Lab. The lab continues to build upon the success of the $400 million upgrade to its main continuous electron beam accelerator facility, doubling the power output and providing enhanced capabilities for researchers who come to Jefferson Lab from all over the world. Now, to help people better understand the extraordinary work the lab does as it breaks through the universe, the city is donating the Applied Research Center to Jefferson Lab. This will support the lab's mission, provide a new visitor center, and grow educational outreach. And how about Tech Center? Tech Center brings to life long envisioned development that complements the work taking place at Jefferson Lab, with retail and dining options, a residential component, and research and developmental space. Construction of the first building in Tech Center Research Park is complete, and 80,000 square feet of leased space is occupied. We also had a beam signing ceremony was held this past June to celebrate construction of their second building. The combination of Jefferson Lab and Tech Center represents a shared vision to attract high-wage, emerging workforce talent while enhancing the city's technology base and solidifying our position to future scientific exploration opportunities. We need a good airport to support those coming to do research and to learn at the lab, as well as others who visit and work or vacation here. And we were all excited when Newport News Williamsburg Airport announced Avelo Airlines is beginning service. We've needed another carrier for a long time, and it's exciting to see activity returning to our airport. Avelo's nonstop flights to Orlando and Fort Lauderdale began in October, and I anticipate additional announcements over the coming months. So we have the scientific exploration, technology, and innovation covered in Newport News. How about home goods? In January, Makana Furniture and Decor, a Canadian manufacturer wholesaler of home goods across North America, announced their investments of $8.5 million to establish their first U.S. warehouse and distribution operation. And in March, Newport News struck oil. Certified Origins, an Italian-based company focused on providing fresh and authentic extra virgin oil, announced an investment of $25 million in Oakland Industrial Park as the site of their first U.S. production facility. And Muehlbauer is investing $9 million to expand their operation in Oakland Industrial Park, the base of all of their activities in North America. The growth of Oakland Industrial Park continues with Aldora Glass, a South Florida-based fabricator and distributor of glass and aluminum systems. They are investing $10 million to construct a new facility that will create up to 75 new jobs. Another company growing in the park is Highliner Foods. This leading North American seafood company will continue to invest in modernizing its facility in Newport News. Now, did you notice how many times I said headquarters or North American base? And I didn't even get to Cannon, Virginia, and Ferguson Enterprises, both of which are headquartered here in Newport News. Business breakthroughs happen every day in our city. And our unique and supportive business environment makes us the ideal location to start, expand, or relocate a business. And the timing is right. Growth and investment are taking place from one end of the city to the other, bringing me to number 5 on my list, transformation. The transformation taking place in Newport News is remarkable. We are taking a thoughtful approach to community development. So let's start in the northern part of the city. We are updating the Lee Hall area plan to reinvigorate local businesses, preserve the historical character of the area, and reestablish a sense of place and community and attract new investment. The Economic Development Authority continues to work with Weldon Field Development to develop a plan for the Enview area. And we want to establish a residential community that is attractive to professionals, respects the existing Enview house, and builds on connections to Newport News Park. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Fort Eustis and the importance of the military community in Newport News. We continue to build our strong relationship with the leadership at Fort Eustis, as well as other regional military installations. These bases are important economic engines in our city and the region. Servicemen and women are important, and they play an important role in our community because they are our neighbors, they are volunteers and our friends. So no matter what part of the world they come from, we want each person to feel at home and part of our Newport News community. We've taken an exciting first step in the implementation of the Denby-Warwick area plan by selecting Quinn Evans to be the lead master planning efforts of the 21-acre EDA-owned Sherwood site. Now, the plan includes developing the property into a civic hub centered around a new Grissom Library. Our new transformation center at Bland Boulevard between Warwick and Interstate 64 is nearly complete, and the city continues to work with our state partners on this facility, which will replace the old Amtrak stations that's currently on Warwick Boulevard and serve as a hub for Hampton Roads transit, taxis, and shuttles. The $47 million project will modernize and streamline transportation on the peninsula, also in Hampton Roads and throughout our Commonwealth. So no matter where you go or how you want to get there, Newport News will be a part of your journey. And how about the transformation here at Christopher Newport University? The investments CNU has made in infrastructure and academics are commendable. In the South, CNU is ranked second among public regional universities and 5th among all regional universities. And have you heard, they are in the 2023 U.S. News rankings as one of the most innovative schools. They are also highlighted as having the best undergraduate business program, the best undergraduate computer science programs, and the best undergraduate engineering program. And that's just a snapshot of how they do and what they do. This doesn't include additions to CNU has made that impact students in our community, including a beautiful new fine arts center located next door. The CNU community went out of their way to make tonight's event a success. So did you like that grand entrance? So that's what happens when you get creative theater students together. City staff has been meeting with CNU's interim president, Adelia Thompson, to discuss ways we can continue to deepen our relationship with the university and its students. Our goal is to fully embrace students in our Newport News community, making them feel welcome and encouraging them to remain here after graduation. Now, this is going to be a significant city focus over the next few months, and we're looking to many of you in this room to help support these efforts. We have to keep these dynamic young people in our city. Change is evident everywhere in Newport News, but nowhere is the progress more noticeable than in the southern part of our city. Our Downtown Reimagined plan, which I shared with you during the prior State of the City, is coming to life. This plan leverages the downtown and waterfront areas to create a vibrant, walkable community for all to dine, to visit, to move, and to invest. In September, we broke ground on the James River Strand project, which includes a multi-use walkway connection from 28th Street to Christopher Newport Park to Victory Landing Park. Soon, small-scale performances, events will take place in an outdoor amphitheater and with most spectacular views in Hampton Roads. Just a few blocks away, private investment is reinvigorating the 23rd Street. And we call this area the Yard District. And it's a nod to the shipyard, but it's also because the feelings of this area calls to mind. This comfortable, laid-back part of the city is inviting and fun. And Provost Construction developed a row of empty warehouses into mixed-use development. So what I'd like you to do is go grab a slice of Benny's Pizza and head to Coastal for a beer, or Ironclad Distillery for a cocktail, or just walk along Victory Landing and enjoy an amazing view. Now, we hosted a block party in the Yard District a few weeks ago, and more events are coming. So keep an eye on our website and make sure you come play in the yard. Now, to talk about the transformation of the rest of the Southeast community, I have to highlight the Choice Neighborhoods Initiative, or C&I as we call it. This is number 6 on my list. And I'm sure you all remember the $30 million grant we received from the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. Now, this funding is creating new homes, community services, recreational opportunities, parks, and more in the Marshall-Ridley area in the Southeast community. In just a few weeks, the first phase of housing will open. Former residents of Ridley Place have the option to return to this community, and we expect also that others will want to move into this beautiful new apartments and townhouses. Businesses are going to be on the ground floor facing Jefferson Avenue, and they will be offering entrepreneurs storefronts a prime location. Now, we're still leasing, so let us know if you want a spot. Now, we recently broke ground on the second phase of the new housing of the CNI project. And this phase includes apartments and townhouses, as well as health and wellness trail and a park. Single-family home sites will also be available for development. The Early Childhood Center will be located in this area and will serve children from Newport News and our surrounding communities. And that's what's so incredible about CNI. It is a holistic approach to community renewal that is restoring pride throughout this historic neighborhood and giving residents the tools they need to thrive. The offices of 25 and J, the EDA's co-working space, has a waiting list for entrepreneurs. And we're currently redeveloping the building next to the office to create additional space. And we're also bringing our vision for a seafood market in the Southeast community to life. This culinary destination will leverage the assets of our waterfront and existing seafood industrial park. Plans include a food mall, a food hall with indoors and outdoor stalls and a restaurant space. It will also feature a shared kitchen where food services and catering entrepreneurs can scale up their businesses. Newport News is a city where people boldly chase and live their dreams. And it has been a dream of mine to see our downtown and southeast community flourish once again. And one of the things I love about Newport News is where others see challenges, we see an opportunity for creativity and reinvention. All of this transformation that I just described was made possible thanks to an extremely dedicated city team. And this brings me to number 7 on my list, the Newport News team. Over 4,000 employees shared their time and talents with our great city. They worked tirelessly to keep the city moving forward, and I've been inspired watching them over the past 12 years and learned a great deal from team members at all levels. Everyone from our solid waste drivers and animal shelter technicians to traffic engineers and dispatchers take great pride in the work they do on behalf of the residents, the businesses, and guests. And during my time as mayor, I've gotten to see many team members in action. And I've sat in the Emergency Operations Center during disasters and walked through neighborhoods alongside city employees after an incident. The lessons that I learned for employees will remain with me a long time after I leave office, and I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to meet such a dynamic group of public servants. Thanks to our city employees, your talents and contributions are truly appreciated by many. Newport News is a city with heart, and our employees believe in the work that they do. And this was truly evident when we came together to face the coronavirus pandemic. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on talking about the city's response to COVID, but it had to be on my list. Number 8 is how our city stepped up when the world shut down. For the first time ever, we closed City Hall offices to the public. Events were canceled, and we asked everybody to just stay home. And during the pandemic, we saw the best in our community. Kindness, empathy, and respect were demonstrated in words and actions. We were connected by our shared desire to protect ourselves, our families, and our community. So many stood up during the pandemic, offering aid, comfort, and hope. And when the vaccine became available, Newport News partnered with others to help distribute to essential workers and then to the community at large. Riverside showed their commitment to our community by mobilizing quickly and effectively to get shots in arms. And I commend the entire Riverside team for their response. Now, we opened a vaccine clinic here at CNU and then later at Sherwood, and we hosted pop-up clinics and testing sites in neighborhoods. And when vaccine hesitancy grew, especially in the African American community, I volunteered to give shots during clinics in the Southeast community. It was truly a powerful and humbling experience. In May of 2020, we continued to battle COVID, and I was blessed with the great opportunity to become president of the African American Mayors Association. This experience allowed me to amplify Newport News issues on a national stage, which is number 9 on my list. The African American Mayors Association represents over 500 Black mayors across the United States. And during this time, my fellow mayors and I worked to create and maintain healthy communities. We discussed how cities could protect residents with Vice President Kamala Harris and the chair of the White House's COVID team. Our conversations didn't all focus on the pandemic alone. A roundtable with Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg provided the opportunity to share how our region would benefit from a national infrastructure funding package. Also, federal investment and critical infrastructure needs were amplified. And I was able to highlight how Hampton Roads is threatened by climate change, sea level rise, and recurrent flooding. My fellow mayors and I advocated that the federal infrastructure package include funding for coastal resilience and infrastructure projects. And during a mayor's roundtable with EPA Administrator Michael Reagan, I talked about how coal terminals and how the federal government can work with cities to establish a funding mechanism to help plan when these sites become obsolete. Now, it was very humbling to lead such a prestigious organization during a tumultuous time in our country, but it was also fun. I thoroughly enjoyed meeting my fellow mayors and sharing best practices to guide our cities forward during very uncertain times. And that brings me to number 10 on my list, fun. Let's be real. Nobody decides to become mayor because they think it will be fun. It has been a great deal of work with countless late nights and early mornings. But meeting people, getting to know so much about our city, and that makes us unique. It has been more fun than I ever could have imagined. Now, I've been able to celebrate the holidays with many of you, read to little ones through the Mayor's Book Club, cheer on our marathoners, attend events at our cultural attractions, and celebrate with our stellar athletes and countless sporting events. And while I wouldn't consider the dunk tanks as fun, the kids really enjoyed it, and that's all that mattered. I've even been able to land on an aircraft carrier and spend the night with the crew. And Valerie didn't like that too much, but let me tell you, being catapulted off an aircraft carrier is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The past 12 years have been fun, and I'm leaving with memories I will treasure forever. Now, I'm not saying the fun stops when I'm no longer mayor. Our city believes in the value and benefit of fun so much that we chose to make it a priority in our strategic plan. And we are developing a robust list of city events for 2023 and plan to partner with co-creators to add even more exciting activities. In just a few weeks, the city will be aglow with our holiday cheer. Our Enlightened series will illuminate the city with the spirit of the holidays from Brooks Crossings to Newport News Park and everywhere in between. In addition to our stellar events, Newport News is home to unique experiences for residents and visitors. And we recently configured our tourism department to better share these experiences while developing new ways to help residents and guests enjoy our city. Newport News is home to remarkable arts, entertainment, and culture. And over the next few months, you'll hear much more about how we break through the everyday to build unforgettable moments. And this brings me to number 11. Now, this is a big one. Our city brand. Last year, we launched a community research and branding initiative to discover the assets and qualities that make us unique. Our goal was to create a unified and authentic message and communication strategy that highlights the city's district attributes. We partnered with North Star Place Branding and Marketing on this project. Now, they are a leader in capturing and crafting stories of places. North Star has developed over 250 communities. Residents, businesses, business owners, and industry leaders offer their input during the site visits, focus groups, interviews, and calls. Now, you shared what you loved about our city: the sunsets, the parks, the opportunities, and diversity. And you provided some great responses to some of the survey questions. You said, people know that Newport News is a thriving, vibrant city that is reemerging. Newport News has a lot of onlys, as these things are only found here. There is no other living museum. There is no other Mariners Museum. There is nothing quite the size of Newport News Park. There is no other shipyard. The combination of history, parks, animal encounters, and ships really makes Newport News its own thing. And because the city is so big, there's diversity everywhere, from the shops, arts, people, and buildings. Now, my military friends are gonna like this one. Fort Eustis is a badass post, keeping us all safe. And the peninsula is an energetic economic driver for the region, and much of that is Newport News. There are some skilled folks up in here. And this is my personal favorite. We smash atoms and build nuclear aircraft carriers. Nothing should be difficult here. And thanks to your input, North Star developed a framework that defines who we are. And it reads, for those seeking a strong sense of belonging rather than self, Newport News on the historic shores of the James River is where shipbuilders, soldiers, scientists, students, and sculptors have always been working on tomorrow. So your worthy contributions have a consequential impact here and wide. And doesn't that beautifully capture Newport News? You know, it's not every day that a mayor gets to unveil something momentous, something that will impact their city, their residents and visitors for years. Tonight, I have that honor. I am proud to share with you our city's new strategic message, which was developed with your input and the extensive community support.
On the historic shores of the James River lies a city of dreamers and doers, innovators and inventors, scholars and singers, and everyone in between. We don't wait on opportunities to come to us. We chart our own path and light the way for others. We build. We break through. We build on solid ground in our neighborhoods, from the Southeast community to Hilton, Denby, and Lee Hall. Residents have a platform to raise families and create businesses, to celebrate lifelong loves and momentous achievements. We break through the everyday as each turn in Newport News reveals something special. Our public art and distinguishing landmarks serve as guides across the city, pointing towards our heritage and spirit. We build out of thin air materializing a legacy for industry and innovation. Our side of the James River stands tall with the achievements of Newport News Shipbuilding, where gantry cranes and nuclear-powered watercraft adorn our banks. Meanwhile, Cannon, Virginia, and Jefferson Lab deal in margins slimmer than paper thin. We make big things happen at even the smallest scale. We break through limits and build minds, challenging residents of all ages to dream big. From our littlest learners to students at Christopher Newport University, we are a city committed to lifelong learning and continuous discovery. People from across the globe are called to Newport News to celebrate our storied past while looking to the future with enthusiasm and optimism. Newport News is a bold, diverse city on the move, constantly changing and always creating. We smash atoms, build nuclear aircraft carriers, fly the world's most sophisticated helicopters, launch international businesses, write songs that move millions, invent life-saving technologies, and so much more. We welcome those who want to add their voices, broaden their horizons, find a place to belong, and be a part of the next breakthrough. Together, we define what Newport News was, is, and always will be, built on breakthroughs.
Newport News, our stage is set. Now is our time. Let us continue to build and break through. Those seeking a sense of belonging rather than self are invited to become part of our story of a great city. But now, it's time for my chapter as Mayor of Newport News to end. And this brings me to my final list and the part of my speech that is going to be the hardest for me to deliver. The most significant part of my time as mayor are the relationships, and the relationships I form with those who have supported me along the way. And I've had the pleasure of working with several different members of City Council through the years. And while we haven't always seen eye to eye, we have always been passionate in our efforts to make our city stronger. So I want to thank you to our current colleagues on council. Vice Mayor Sandra Cherry, Councilman Marcellus Harris, Councilman Dave Jenkins, Councilwoman Sharon Scott, Councilwoman Tina Vick, and Councilwoman Pat Woodbury. And to those who will be joining the council, Curtis Bethany, John Ely, and Cleon Long. You have the challenge of not just continuing what we have begun, but also taking our city to new heights. Serving Newport News is a great honor, and I hope you will use your time in office to unify and strengthen our community. And to our new mayor, Philip Jones, I wish you nothing but luck in this exciting new role. You will meet people who will change your life. Take the time to listen. Listen to them and use your platform to influence the good of our city. To succeed as mayor, it's essential to have a strong relationship with your city manager. I've had the opportunity to work with 3 city managers. Each brings special talents and unique perspective to the city. But let me tell you, nobody has more drive, more determination, more perseverance or compassion and love for this city than Cindy Roth. Where are you, Cindy? Stand up. Stand up, Cindy. Cindy, it's been an honor to work with you, and thank you for your leadership, your insight, and friendship. All of the achievements that I've made as mayor were not done alone, and I've had a dedicated team helping me every step of the way. Thank you to the city team that has made sure that I know where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to say. You know, people think being a mayor is a full-time job, and sometimes it feels like it, but it actually isn't. I'm also a practicing dentist in Newport News. And my staff has put up with me for 12 years, changing schedules, calling patients, and I thank them and my patients for their flexibility, their perseverance, and good humor. Some of my staff is here to celebrate the end of this journey, so thank you, Sharonda, and to the team for being the best ever. I have developed numerous relationships with people in Newport News and across the country that have helped me in my role. Everyone I have encountered, from community activists and business owners to my fellow mayors and legislators across the country, has left a mark on me, and I will carry the lessons and stories you shared with me for the rest of my life. And thank you for believing in me and calling me out when I needed it, and standing by me during the good and the bad times. Now, three special people who had a profound impact on my life are not here tonight. Former Mayor Joe Frank, Herb Kelly, and Walter Sigaloff. These men mentored me and taught me the importance of speaking up for those who are marginalized or overlooked. From them, I learned that my voice doesn't have to be the loudest in the room, nor should I be the only one talking. Their leadership and insight helped shape my perspective, and I miss them every day. But their voices remain in my head, encouraging me and pushing me forward. Another person not with me tonight is my mom, who I lost this year at 103. She and my dad sacrificed so much for me. As a boy growing up in the Southeast community during segregation, I faced challenges, and I was called names and looked down upon because of the color of my skin. And my parents never let me give up on myself or my dreams. When times got tough, they pushed me harder. And I stand in front of you today in a role that decades ago I could never have held. I am the first directly elected Black mayor of Newport News. And this is not a role or title or honor I take lightly, nor will I ever forget the people who fought and sacrificed so much to help me get to this point. And I hope I serve as an example for young people, while also reminding them that they are standing on the shoulders of others who have given blood, sweat, and tears, and more. Let us never forget those who have come before us, and may we always strive to treat others with kindness. Now, I mentioned growing up during segregation, and in 1968, before integration, I chose to take a pre-calculus summer school course to strengthen my skills. And every day I rode the bus to Ferguson High School and sat mostly with upperclassmen for 4 hours a day for 6 weeks. Nobody in the room looked like me. Now, fast forward several decades, and I'm at a meeting with the Peninsula Fine Arts Industrial Company, and I heard the name Chippy Martin. Not a name many people have, right? So I followed this guy out of the room and stopped him at the elevators and asked him if he had ever gone to high school at Ferguson High School during the summer. And when he said yes, I broke down in tears. Chippy was the only person in that class that spoke to me and didn't call me names. The only person. And it was a rough summer, but Chippy made it a little bit better. His kindness gave me the encouragement I needed to get up each morning and remind me that there are good people in the world. And now here I am, standing on the stage in the same school where I was once ridiculed. Think about that. From Ferguson High School to Ferguson Center, I've come full circle. Words have power, and it's because of people like Chippy, my mentors, my parents, that I have persevered and never given up hope. Chippy passed away in 2012, but I'm honored his son and sisters have joined us this evening. He will never be forgotten. Are they here? Would you stand? My wife and I have worked hard to teach our children the importance of compassion and let them know that they both have the ability to make a difference in this world, even if it's just the thought of a kind word to someone who is struggling. Lenny and Marcia, you took on the challenges that come from having a father in politics, and you make me proud. Thank you both for being my biggest cheerleaders and supporting me through this wild adventure. And thanks to Lenny and Amy for giving me a grandchild. I will spoil him even more now that I have more time. Asa is the light of my life. And Valerie, you've put up with a lot. Your support has been a constant in my life. And you give me the strength during the hard times. And you're always there to celebrate the successes with me. And I am truly honored to be your husband. Now, as a boy growing up in the southeast community of Newport News, I never dreamed of becoming mayor. I just wanted to be a professional tennis player like Arthur Ashe. It's never too late to create new dreams or defy expectations. You might not become a professional tennis player, but you could become the mayor of the 5th largest city in Virginia. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I promise that I am not done advocating for the causes that I am passionate about. And thank you for your faith in me, for your support through the years. Serving as mayor of Newport News is one of the greatest honors of my life. Newport News is a city built on breakthroughs, a place where collective ideas come together without limitations. Our stage is set for the next chapter of the great story of Newport News. May you leave here today committed to working on tomorrow as we build and break through. Remember, we smash atoms and build nuclear aircraft carriers. Anything is possible in Newport News. Thank you. Thank you.
Mayor Price, I think I speak for all of us in this room when I say, sir, it has been a great pleasure to work with you. Thanks for your humble leadership to our great city. And as we say in the Navy, fair winds and following seas. Before we wrap up, I'd like to once again thank our sponsors. Do I need to read them again, or are you good? All good? All right. Thank you to our sponsors. And thanks to all of you for joining us this evening to hear the great story of Newport News. Hope to see many of you at the Hampton State of the City on December 1st. Have a great rest of the week, and happy Thanksgiving.